Today I'm making a brooch that is a little insider and niche, admittedly. It is the final frame door knocker with Santa hat and beard from the movie Scrooge with Albert Finney. Here's the poster for the movie. It is my all-time favorite Christmas movie. And at the end of this particular version, Scrooge gets a Santa costume with hat and beard, and he's partying it up around the town, but when he wants to go get ready for Christmas lunch, he puts that beard and hat on the door knocker. This is the same door knocker that turns into Marley at the beginning, so it's a symbolic thank you moment to end the film. And here is the image that I am aspiring to recreate. Let's see how my very beginner sculpting skills match to the task. I decided the best way to sculpt a flat little pendant would be to stick it on some foil so I didn't have to peel it up from a base layer to put it on the baking tray. And then I am just sculpting out that sort of upper main area. The door knocker is a lion. I had the image that I just showed you up on my television, so I had some reference. I'm just going in and sculpting out brows. Adding a little bit of texture to the upper forehead main region right above the brows there. And working on getting eyeballs in. Now I'm trying to build up the sort of muzzle area of the lion-y kind of figure. And adding that sort of nose bit. A lot of the details of this lower half of the face are covered by a beard, so they weren't really very fleshed out. I'm going in along the sides and adding the curly mane bits. And building out that muzzle even more. On the full-sized figure, you can see little teeth peeking through in the mouth opening of the beard. So I wanted to include those teeth, just in case you were looking at this brooch with a microscope. Since this is less than 1.5 inches across, it's very small. And it's going for baking. And while it does that, I'm going to make its little accessories, starting with its Santa hat, which I've just drawn a quick pattern for. And I'm cutting that out of this red fabric I had in my stash. And it's so tiny, I'm just going to hand stitch it together. And then turn it right side out. And his hat has a really low pile fur trim on it. Well, some sort of fur-like trim. And felt was just about the only way to go to get something even remotely the right texture scaled down. So I have glued a band of felt onto the bottom. And then I've wadded up a little polyfill as the pom-pom. And his pom-pom is suspended off of a little cord. So I've just got a thread, which I added a daub of hot glue to where I wanted the pom-pom to sit, and then I pushed that fiberfill pom-pom down onto that, and it seems to stay. Now I'm building the beard. Got a little snake of fiberfill that I've tied in the center for the mustache. A little piece of felt that I am gluing the base of the beard onto. And then I'm just gluing the mustache on at the corners of the beard. You'll also end up with some little sideburn parts, but those weren't attached to the beard because I wanted them to line up on his face correctly. Now he's out of the oven and getting his base coat of brown paint. He dried, and I'm going in. I've mixed some gold metallic paint with that brown, and I'm just going in and dry brushing. And then since that wasn't quite as dramatic as I wanted it to be, I'm just going in with some straight gold paint and dry brushing over just the parts that I wanted the most highlight on, because this is supposed to look like a bronze door knocker. Just catching things that I really want to pop, like those little teeth got a little extra highlight. I think it's starting to look much more metallic now. And then I'm going through with a wash, a black wash. Got my paper towels ready, covering the whole thing in watered down acrylic, and then wiping it off quickly. This little guy has a lot of little crevices stuck in there that the paint was just sitting in, so I got a little bit of that moisture out so he would dry quicker. And now I'm gluing his little sideburns onto him. Followed by his beard. And his hat. And I'm gluing down the corner of that hat to emulate the way it's sitting in the movie. And then it's time to add a brooch back to this guy. So to remind you, that's what I was working for. And this is what I've ended up with. It's far from perfect, but considering it's less than 1.5 inches wide, and I'm not a sculptor, I think I did pretty well. I don't know where I'll wear it, because if you don't get the reference, it's kind of a frightening looking thing, but I'm pleased. Alright, thanks so much for watching. If you liked what you saw and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see what I was up to yesterday, that video's on the screen for you.